Up next, we speak with the executive producer of the Black Sand soundtrack.
You should be the one with the tricks up under your sleeve, bringing anyone to their knees.
Hey guys, what's up? It's KT. You're listening to Pop Fusion Talk, and I am joined by a very special guest, Ramond. What's up, man? How's it going?
What's going on, man? I'm feeling good, man. How's it going for yourself?
Everything is well, man. Everything is well. Thank you so much for taking the time and speaking with us today, man. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you guys having me, man. It's a pleasure.
Of course. Anytime. So I want to jump right into it. When did you decide, man, like you wanted to be a music producer? Like, when did that happen?
Man, so it's kind of a crazy thing, man. I honestly been rapping my whole life, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Since I was really young, I always, even before that, I had like an affinity towards music, man. You know, like instead of like having a favorite cartoon movie when I was young, my family can attest to this. My favorite movie when I was young was the Temptations movie. You know what I'm saying? Like I always was just connected to music somehow. You know what I mean? So I've really been rapping my whole life, and you know. To this day, putting out my own solo projects as a music artist. But throughout that whole time, I was real adamant about, you know, producing some of my stuff and just, you know, always finding the right sound on things and, you know, making sure I got the right features on certain things and the right messages said. So, you know, just it's kind of something that, you know, that's been in me, but just kept developing. And it, you know, it moved over to really having the opportunity to executive produce a project with this new one for sure.
Got you. That's dope. And off the top, favorite Temptation song or album? What you got? Which is your favorite?
Man, it's honestly, I might, you you can't go wrong with My Girl, but it might be just my imagination, man.
Right.
It might be just my imagination, man. Yeah.
I mean, when you said My Girl, it sparked something for me, so I'm gonna have to say My Girl. But you're right. You can't go wrong with either, right? Nah, I ain't mad at you.
I feel it, man. I mean, I knew that was gonna be the popular choice. So I wanted to dig into the crates a little further. You know what I mean?
Nah, I feel you. So, I mean, as far as like production, or I know you do, you know, the TV and film side, but you also do the producing side. So, do you prefer the TV and film side, or do you prefer working with music artists? Like, you know, what's your favorite and why?
So I'm actually mainly involved with music still. So you know, this Black Sands project was like the first time I had an opportunity to, you know, executive produce something for in the TV and film realm. You know, so it was new to me, but it wasn't so much different because I was handling the soundtracks type of things. So it was cool, man, to be able to dive into that realm and just, you know, like usually when I'm creating a project, I'm like breaking down each song and, you know, what I want it to feel like. But with this project, it was more like breaking down the scene and what I wanted to feel like, you know. So each song is a scene. Is how I broke it down. So it was kind of just, you know, it was like stretching the boundaries of what I've already been doing and just in a new realm. So, you know, I love both, man, but I don't think I will ever fully get away from music, man, for sure.
Got you. That's dope. And what was it like collaborating with Black Sands Entertainment?
Man, it was super dope, man. You know, he had a couple ideas on a couple songs, but for the most part, he just gave me full creative freedom, you know, and I was able to, you know, bring in any artist that I wanted to. So I was able to put a bunch of artists from my city into the picture on it, man. But yeah, it was really dope, man. You know, I got to be hands on with every song, you know what I mean? And, you know, I think we made 14 songs. And 13 of them made it. 13 of them made it. He thought he was going to only be able to pick 10, but 13 of them made it. So the only, you know, 13 for 14 is
no,
a
that's
good
dope,
percentage right there. You know what I mean?
That's a good batting average. If he was up at the plate or shooting them free throws, you'd be, you know, quite perfect, man. So that's dope.
Absolutely.
And I know we talked about the Temptations early, but who would you say some of your other musical inspirations are, or kind of where you find that from?
You know, everybody, yeah, like I said, one of the first ones for me was probably the Temptations of Michael Jackson. Mm-hmm. But as I got into, like, you know, hip hop and R&B more, you know, getting older and, you know, finding myself during those times, it was everybody from Andre 3000 is probably my favorite rapper of all time.
Yeah.
You know, being in Denver, I didn't have to choose a side on East Coast, West Coast too heavy, so I rock with Pac and Biggie. I'll probably put Jay-Z in there. And then on the other side, pretty much all 90s R&B. So Genuines to Erykah Badu's to, you know what I mean? So it's a mix of all that.
Yeah, legends. A pot just mixed full of legends in there. I hear you. So what advice, man, honestly, would you give to some of our listeners and some of the up and coming music producers who are trying to, kind of make music a full-time career, like, kind of what you're doing?
I would honestly say there's a couple things with that. One of them is make what you want to make, not what you think is hot. You know what I mean? Definitely just, create your own sound, you know what I mean? And let people catch on to that. Because when you do that, the opportunities that open for you are for you, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like even just, throughout my career, just with rapping, my message has always been, just super genuine, you know what I mean? Speaking about what's real to me, and, caring about the craft of actually, creating a message and, the art of rap and the art of music. So that's how this opportunity even came to me. So that's a big one. I would say make what you want to make and master your craft. But the second big one is take the time to learn the business, man. Take the time to, figure out what publishing looks like, figure out, you know what I mean? Figure out these things up front, because when it starts making money, you don't ever want to be the type of person in a position like, they played me up front. But they, a lot of times people just, they figure like that everybody's supposed to be fair. But if you know how to read a contract and know what your percentages are supposed to look like, then can nobody really play? You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that's a huge thing, man, is take the time to learn the business on that side too, man.
Now, that's dope, man. I can definitely appreciate that advice, because I feel like sometimes a lot of, the musicians who jump in the game, or just, people up and coming, there's so much about, I want to make the music. But you're right, man. It's all about not only making the music, but learning the business, learning, what's publishing and how do I get that and how do I register my songs and all that. So that's dope, man. That's dope advice. We appreciate you for letting, the up and comers and just our listeners. Yeah. So, man, we really appreciate you. I don't want to take too much of your time up, man, but can you please let everybody know, the listeners, Pop Fusion Talks, where we can follow you at, man, where we can find some music and where we can check you out at?
Absolutely, man. So you can find me on all social media platforms at Ramond Official. That's RAMOND Official. You can definitely find me on Spotify. You can just search Ramond or the Black Sand Soundtrack. I'll come up and, all my music before that. Also YouTube the same, man. Facebook the same. Twitter, Instagram, all Ramond Official. So, yeah, definitely tap in with me on that note.